What's up, YouTube? It's Bianca J, and I'm back with another word. And so, you guys, today's word is going to be based off of the barter system, right? And so the Lord had been speaking to me since last week about bartering. So he actually brought this up to me last Monday about the barter system, right? And so I want to give you all the definition of what bartering means, because you know that the barter system is a method of trade, right? And so the definition for barter is exchange goods or services for other goods or services without using money. And so we've seen many examples of this in the Bible, right? So we see an example of bartering for labor and for exchange of a non-monetary reward, right? And so we see that with Jacob and Laban, right? His uncle Laban, where Jacob went and worked for 7 years for Rachel, right? And so then we also see this again inside of Genesis chapter 47 verses 13 through 26, when it was a famine in Egypt, right? And so during the famine, the Egyptians, they had no more money, right? And so in trade for their land and livestock, they traded it for food from Joseph, you guys. So they traded their land and livestock in exchange for food from Joseph. And so that's a form of bartering. That's a barter system, right? And so the Lord wanted me to touch on that. So like right now, as many people are experiencing the famine, right? The famine that is taking place now. A lot of people may not have money, but they have things that they can trade with others, right? Other goods and services. I remember back in hair school, when we were in hair school, we was in cosmetology school. And so a lot of us, we didn't have no money, right? We in school, we're learning to stay bored so we can pass and we can get in our field, we can get in our trade and work. But during those hard times, a lot of us would barter, right? We would trade services. So where one student may do nails and one student may specialize in makeup, one student may specialize in facials. And so then you might have someone else who specializes in doing hair. And so we will all trade services. Okay, I'll do your hair for a nail service, or I'll do your nails in exchange for a facial, or I'll do your makeup exchange for a hairdo. And so that's how we did. And we were all able to always stay, groomed during our personal groomings, right? Because we exchanged services. And so the Lord is calling for those who may not be in position financially, who may not have money financially, but you have other things, other goods and services that can help out someone else, right? And the Lord is saying to start using the barter system. If you know that you have been growing fruits and vegetables, and you know that a neighbor is struggling with their food supply, but you need the inside of your house painted, trade those services for the goods that you have. There may be some people who know how to sew clothes, make clothes, and then it may be someone else who have an overflow of toys, right? And so in this Christmas season, in this holiday season, maybe you guys could exchange maybe hats and glove sets for some of the toys you have in exchange, right? So these are just examples of the barter system, but the Lord is calling for his people to use for this to be a resource for his people during this famine, during this time, right? And so another form of bartering was in Proverbs 31:16, and this is bartering in a form of provision and stewardship, right? And so it says in Proverbs 31:16, it says, the virtuous woman considers a field and she buys it. With her earnings, she plants a vineyard, right? And so this is an example, like I said, of stewardship and provision, right? So the Lord is saying bartering is about people managing their economic situations, right? And so the Lord is saying to be a good steward with what you have. If he have placed in your hand items that you know how to make, whether it's clothing, hats, gloves, whether it's repairing things, and whether you are a handyman and can repair things, versus trading clothes or household items that another person may need. Use the barter system and be a good steward of what the Lord has placed in your hand. And so we also see another form of bartering in Acts chapter 2 verses 44 through 45, and it says that the church shared their goods, right? And they shared their goods and possession in exchange for those who had a need, who were in need for things, right? And so this is the form of bartering for support and exchange. And so the bartering system is about adaptability, you guys, about resourcefulness and about managing your economic needs. And so the Lord is saying, be a good steward of what he has placed in your hand and use the barter system to get you through this famine. And so you all, this was just a quick word today, but until my next video, you guys, stay focused and be blessed, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye.